Welcome to Hannity. Russian President Vladimir Putin is responding to the Obama administration imposing sanctions on his country over allegations of hacking. I'm Kimberly Guilfoyle in tonight for Sean. Putin released a statement earlier today that reads in part, quote, "Although we have the right to retaliate, we will not resort to irresponsible kitchen diplomacy, but will plan our further steps to restore Russian-U.S. relations based on the policies of the Trump administration." And President-elect Donald Trump is reacting to Putin's statement by tweeting, quote, "Great move on delay by V. Putin. I always knew he was very smart." Joining me now is former U.S. Ambassador to the UN and Fox News contributor John Bolton. Ambassador, thanks for joining us this evening. Lots of developments even since yesterday when we spoke on this show. Let's get your thoughts.
Well, I think the Putin decision not to expel American diplomats has several aspects to it. Number one, it shows utter contempt for Barack Obama. It's saying to him, you're going to be history in 3 weeks, and I will reserve judgment on what I'm going to do until you're gone. Now, note that he hasn't said he's not going to expel American diplomats. He said he's putting it off. But let's also be clear. This was staged. And remember, this is the land of the Potemkin village. So early in the day, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov goes public with a recommendation to expel 35 American diplomats. Every Western news source in Moscow reports that it means they are going to be expelled. And then Vladimir Putin steps in and says, no, 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 we won't expel 35 diplomats. And what's more, I'm inviting the children of American diplomatic personnel in Moscow to a Eastern Orthodox Christmas party. What a sweetheart. Look, he is trying to maneuver to Russia's advantage, no surprise there. But he's also playing on a mistake I think we talked about last night that Obama made in pushing together both the cyber attack issue on the one hand and the harassment of American personnel in Moscow on the other. And he's trying to build the two of them together to get what I think he really wants. The most important concession he wants is no retaliation for the cyber attack. The sanctions are meaningless. The expulsion of diplomatic personnel is a temporary problem. What he really worries about is America going on cyber offense in retaliation for what he apparently did during the election campaign. So this is still very much in play.
It certainly is, and you bring up such an important point because he definitely doesn't want the focus to be on those cyber attacks. This is a way of sidestepping it. This is a man who's obviously, yes, very bright, KGB. He knows exactly what his mission objectives are. He's very focused on the target, and he'll do whatever it takes to achieve it. And even if that means cultivating this relationship with President-elect Donald Trump, he's going to do that. And as you said, it's very much, showing disrespect for President Obama and his current administration in their last 3 weeks to say that was a joke. You thought you were going to poke the cage of Russia, of Moscow, and it just didn't work.
Right, and I think it shows that they have thought through what's going on here in these last couple of months. They saw what Obama did to Israel and the Security Council resolution. They understand that Obama's in this period of opportunity, really, for him between the election and the transition. I'm not entirely sure that this is Obama just trying to vent his spleen on the incoming Trump administration. I have a feeling that part of this is that, a lot of these steps you can't take in the middle of an election campaign, and our election campaigns now take almost a whole year.
True.
He thought Hillary was going to win.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And so a lot of this stuff was planned because he could do it, he could take the credit, he could take the heat. Hillary was not going to reverse any of it when she took office, so he could get his legacy in place and she would defend it. Now he finds himself faced with Donald Trump being his successor, and all his plans are thrown awry.
No, you're right. I think he made his decision to kind of wait on this and not do anything because it was predicated on a certain outcome of the election that they thought they had guaranteed, that they grossly underestimated the movement by President-elect Donald Trump and the people that came out in droves to support him. But I just wonder also, does this put President-elect Donald Trump in a bad position come January 20th? What is your advice, Ambassador, in terms of what he should do and how to handle Russia?
No, look, I don't think it puts him in a bad position. I think if Barack Obama really thinks he can box the new Trump administration in, he's sadly mistaken.
Correct.
President-elect Trump is going to meet next week with intelligence officials to talk about what the facts are on the allegations of Russian efforts to meddle in the election, and he'll make up his mind accordingly. I just think this is a graceless way for Obama to leave the White House, and virtually everything he did, with the exception of the Security Council resolution or other things he may try to do internationally, can be reversed with the stroke of a pen or the action of Congress. So he may be active in the next 3 weeks, but it's really ultimately not going to have much impact.
All right. Ambassador Bolton, always a pleasure. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Kimberly.